All right, guys, we are live. Welcome back to the Garden Podcast. I am here with a really good friend of mine, man. You wanna tell him who you are, brother?
Yeah. I'm Chill Will, or Snowman the Showman on Instagram. It's good to see y'all. This is my first podcast I've ever done. I'm a little nervous, you know.
No worries, man. Well, we appreciate you coming out, man. I'm looking forward to starting this, and I'm very glad you're our first guest. This is our very first guest. If we had an applause button, we would click it right now. So, this is Ill Will, the Snowman. Yes, sir, man. Will, tell us a little bit about what you do, brother.
I'm a personal trainer, or aspiring personal trainer. Still, starting out. It's, you know how that goes with beginning a business.
Oh, yeah, man, for sure.
Learning the steps. I mean, I never really, I always work menial labor jobs or like construction and stuff, or security.
Tell me about it, man.
It's what, the security and
the labor work, man. Dude, I already know.
You know how it is. Like, it's just. It's not demeaning, but it's just like, bro, it takes your whole schedule.
Yeah, man.
Everything, like your dreams kind of feel like they're like slowly fading away. Even though you're like, you wake up every morning, you got your routine, you got your whatever you got to do to like keep it alive. But at the end of the day, you still got to like 9 to 5.
Bro, so you've done a lot. So you've worked a lot of like manual labor work.
A lot of security.
Security, okay.
It's like 16 been working security.
Okay, yeah, man. That's working a job and chasing like a dream is like a conversation that I feel like a lot of people don't have, bro. Because it's, a lot of times I feel like, I don't know how some people do it, to be honest. Like, some people get through, like, sometimes I look at people and I'm like, damn, do they not work a job? Like, they just kind of focus on what they're doing 24/7. But the reality of it is a lot of us have to work a job and continue to chase a dream outside of that job. Like you said, a 9 to 5. And that's like almost half of your day already. So how can you chase a dream outside of like that 9 to 5? I mean, I guess if you want to tell us a little bit about how you do it.
There's a really good quote that I like from Al Sadiq. He says, "You don't hope, you hustle."
Yes,
and
sir.
I feel like that's like, it resonates. It makes my, when you vibrate, that little vibration in your body, when you're like, fuck, that's good.
Dude, that's a nice one.
That happened for me. Like, I've always felt like, you don't hope, you hustle. I mean, you have to work. You have to work, because that's what creates your character. That's what builds. And off of what you said, people don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, they don't. I feel like they
don't. You have to be super close friends, or you got to be like, there's like, was it work wife?
Yeah, like
your work wife.
Yeah, right? You gotta you gotta like be there working with these people to like know what they got going on outside of it. But
and sometimes it's a load of shit too. Sometimes they don't even be chasing it for real. It's just
you already know. I'm sure if anybody out there that's worked in any sort of industry, there's always those motherfuckers that be bullshitting it. But
follow my SoundCloud.
No, but don't get it twisted though, man. There's a lot of people out there that do be hustling. That it sucks, because the people that do be hustling, that really be trying, sometimes they kind of don't get the recognition that I feel like they deserve. They kind of get like, in a sense, laughed at. You know what I mean? Which sucks. But I feel like if you just look past that, man, if you look past that, you can get anywhere, as you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that is something that's not talked about a lot. I used to work as a server, and dude, I don't know if you've ever worked. Have you ever worked in the restaurant industry, bro?
I started out. My first job was Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts, bro. Man, how was that?
I got coffee thrown on me by this businesswoman type, and hot coffee. Like, managers had to hold me back, and it was my second week there. I almost jumped the counter, and then like a week after that, I quit. Like, I
really? Oh, so you were only there for like a week?
No. I was there for a couple weeks. Yeah, I was there for a couple weeks. So, yeah.
Dude, I worked at I've worked at my fair share of food, like restaurants and fast food and stuff.
That's what drove me to like security and stuff, because I couldn't take that.
Tell us a little bit about that. I don't know too much about like security, but like how long did you do that for?
Since I was about to turn 17, so I always say when I was 16, but I started out doing event halls, so like quinceañeras, like like bro, uncles fight it, bro. There's some crazy stories about
really at quinceañeras.
Yes, bro.
Dude, me being the Mexican I don't know. I haven't been to too many quinceañeras, so I would
weddings too.
Okay,
weddings
okay.
Beef.
It's just drunk people. Just drunk people.
No, I had an uncle.
Just people beefing.
Beat the shit out of like the brides, like the groom, bro.
Wait,
like
the
took
uncle
the cake, bro, and slammed it in his face, and we had to hold him back, bro. And it was already at the end of the night, so it was like, bro, I thought my job was done. I was ready to go. It was like I had like a 35-minute drive back to the house. I was like, okay.
So you were like a contracted security guard.
It was
then.
off books, so I'm not, you know.
It was kind of like a side hustle kind of thing.
It was a side hustle,
but like it was like a side full hustle kind of thing.
Yeah, because it paid more than anything I was doing, bro.
Yeah, and you were just I know what you mean.
For like, bro, it paid so well for, at least when I started, it paid a little better, but bro. And then once you got from event halls, you ended up doing, or at least I did, hookah lounges.
Okay.
And occasionally strip joints, but I did not like strip joints.
You didn't? Why?
Hell no, because, bro, you already know why. It's just always some drama, bro. You never have like, and you get paid. I was working at the time at Pinups, that was the one that I worked more frequently. Bro, you were basically getting paid $80 for the night, and then they expected you to get most of your paycheck from stripper tips. So if you walk a girl to her car at night,
like
she's feeling good about you, she'll kick you a little something.
Oh, that's a thing?
Yeah, like they get robbed in the parking lot.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Hold you at gunpoint. Yeah. I've had dudes pistol whip a girl.
Damn.
And you had to you have to do what you have to do. Like, we had drive-bys happen. We had dudes threaten but never do anything or really not.
When you're like a security guard, you don't get to carry a gun, do you?
I did not, because I didn't have my license to carry, but I had tasers on me. I had, these fists. You know what I'm saying?
My boy got the hands. Hey, if y'all didn't know, my boy
for everybody.
Yeah. No, but isn't it legal to carry without a license nowadays? Here in Georgia?
I believe in Georgia you can, if you're not working security,
if you're not working
carry it on you anywhere.
Like without any licensing?
No, with a permit you can carry it anywhere. You can walk to Walmart, I believe. Quote me on this.
Yeah, we don't know exactly, but I saw some news on Instagram. No matter what
it is, I'm gonna hold mine in my car. Regardless, I'm gonna have mine on me or in the car.
It's important, man. It's important. I think,
especially nowadays.
Nowadays you gotta be careful
because I feel like a lot of people who got it, we really don't like guns, but it's a necessity. You kind of have to have it.
Yeah. See, I'm weird about guns, man. I'm very like I don't love guns. You know what I mean? I don't I want to go and shoot them and stuff. But in today's day and age, I feel like if you're not, because dude, your hands can only do so much for you. You know what I mean? Like if you know how to fight, that's cool and all, but fighting is nothing if you're somewhere that someone could pull out a gun on you and you're defenseless at that point. But even with a gun, you're still kind of defenseless if you don't know how to use it. You know what I mean?
Very true.
If you don't know how to use a gun, if you don't know how to properly store it or keep it or carry it,
or clean it,
yeah, dude, the whole thing is it's useless as well. But like I said, I don't love guns, but I mean, I think it's in a perfect world, no guns would be cool. But now, imagine trying to take the guns back from everybody. You can't do that.
It's just going to be in the hands of people that are already using that shit for nefarious reasons.
Yeah, or if you take them from everybody, let's say the good people do give their guns back and this and that. Dude, you think these motherfuckers not gonna get a hold of guns again? And then now the good people, or the people that use it for defense and never really use it for nothing crazy, now their defense is completely because they can't even get a hold of one. You know what I mean? But that's a little bit of a touchy subject for some people. Some
people don't like to talk about that.
Yeah, but I don't. Dude, I'm open-minded to both sides. I understand both sides. And I think that's in every conversation, bro. You got to understand both sides. Like, they're both, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, some people see it as a weapon to defend, and some people see it as a weapon to attack. You know what I mean? And I hope one day we can find a middle ground in that, and we don't have to argue about so much shit nowadays. But I feel like, yeah, I hope we can find a middle ground in that for sure, man, dude. Because some people get scared around guns, man. Like, it's like if they even see a gun or just around it, they're scared. But I'm like, I get it. It's definitely like a dangerous thing to have and to be around. But it's also, like I said, if you know how to use it, if you're careful what you're doing, or if you're just aware of when to use it, how to use it, I think you should be okay. But I guess you can't really tell who knows how to use it, right?
I mean, you can. I feel like you
kind of tell. You can kind of tell. Signs. No, yeah, you're right. Because imagine like somebody just waving that shit around, and you just be like, I don't want to be around that motherfucker.
There was a dude one night when we had shots were fired in a parking lot, just like maybe half a block down, and when that happens, we get everybody inside and we hold them there until the guards outside take care of what's going on. So, I mean, it's
you never know what people are doing.
Never know what people are gonna do. But like, telltale signs, I would say, is probably like some dudes know how to use it when they would hold it like that. But some dudes, when they hold it sideways and they talk shit, times the biggest mouth has nothing to say. So you know what I mean. It's
yeah. I know what you mean. Man. I don't carry a gun. I don't have a gun. But if I did, or when I do, I'm definitely gonna. I heard there's like I saw one of my buddies. He had this like, and this was smart. I thought this was really smart. What he it's like a subscription that I'm not trying to give no free shout outs out there to know unless y'all sponsoring, but it's a cool idea what I saw that he posted. It's like a subscription for like it's like a legal backup. Like if you have to use your gun, like this subscription, this company will like back you up in court of like they'll provide lawyers and they'll help you out, and which I think is pretty cool. I was about
to say like a subscription,
like a subscription,
lawyer?
like
Netflix for lawyers.
Netflix for lawyers. Yeah, something like that, dude. It was cool because it was like it's like an insurance. It was like an insurance for your gun. I guess that's the better way of saying it, not a subscription. But
I was about to say, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro.
But yeah, it's like a gun insurance, and I guess if I do one day, when I do get a gun, I'll probably want to get something like that. Do you have something like that with your gun or no? Or have you thought about it?
I've thought about it, but I don't. I really don't.
I feel
I've thought about it, but I mean,
you never know when you're gonna use it, man.
You never know. That's true.
That's kind of the scary part sometimes too, though. No.
Yeah, but I mean,
I feel that. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's
yeah. Do you go practice it a lot or not? Do you go shoot
to
it?
The range?
Yeah,
you got to.
Dude, we gotta go though. We gotta go sometime. I haven't been with you. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever been to the gun range. Julio and my brother has. They've been to the gun range. I haven't been.
I was about to say, I know Gilbert probably been to the gun range.
Yeah, you know. Shout out to my brother Gilbert.
Yeah, shout out Gil.
Shout out MV, man. He got a few things lined up for this year. You coming to Julio's fight?
You know it. I was at the last one in Atlanta, and
that was crazy.
This one too, bro. That was crazy.
Man, if you guys don't know,
the love the city shows this man is is great.
Dude, my brother is a beast. He's a beast. If you guys don't know him, check him out.
Inspiring too, bro. Like
absolutely.
And also, just to let you know, y'all have been like a real inspiration, though.
Oh man,
real. Like I'm not even lying. Like
thank you so much.
Some days it'll be like, get up, like fuck, I want to do this routine. I don't want to get after it. And I see a goddamn reel of Julio on the Stairmaster. I'm like, fuck, I did on the Stairmaster again. Fuck.
That boy be working hard, man. That boy been working hard for a lot of years, and I think,
and it shows too,
dude. It shows.
It's dedication,
man.
is love, is passion. It's also a love-hate relationship too,
dude. What? I'm sure you understand that too with just any sort of sport, you know, that you're in, dude. It's or just even a passion, bro. There's a love-hate relationship, but you gotta work through those hard days with consistency. You know, I've been in the gym with Julio, you know, man, my whole life. I took a break from boxing for about 2 years, but I've been back in the gym with Julio recently for about, I want to say like a month and a half.
How's that been going?
Man, when I tell you guys not ready for March 23rd. This dude is bringing the heat. This dude is, I don't want to say he's looking past an opponent, but dude, this dude is training like this is a world title fight, because we have a lot of things lined up for this year that training now to get to the point where he is going to blow the roof off this place on March 23rd. This is going to be a statement for the rest of the year, man. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to for you guys to see. Julio is my big brother. He's one of my biggest inspirations in everything I do. Like you said, man, I wake up sometimes not feeling the best, not feeling like I you know, that I can do something today, but I get on Instagram, I see this man like already worked out. I'm like, damn, I gotta get my workout in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this boy on top of it. I gotta get my workout in, and he lives with me, so I see him, I hear him, and I'm like, damn. But it's no hate, man. There's no hate. I feel like a lot of people would take it as like a, damn, he's trying to get, you know, some people get jealous at that, man. Like, some people will see that and be more like
I see the comments.
You know
people
what I'm saying?
Hate on that.
Yeah, but it's also
people. Anytime you have a dream, somebody's gonna hate on you. Regardless of where you're at in life, somebody's gonna hate on you. No matter what you do.
Yeah.
No matter where you are. No matter what family you've built, the kingdom that you've created, they're gonna hate on that. Yeah. They're gonna tear it down. That's just how people are.
They're gonna try.
Some people feed off of that. Some people love to just bring you down because they have nothing better to do.
That shit crazy, huh?
It is, but like, if you're out there and you feel like that it's a lot in whatever situation you got. Yeah,
man. I think
this too shall pass.
I hate seeing the hate, but you know, where Julio and our family, where we're trying to take what we're building, there's gonna be hate. If you're trying to build anything, there's gonna be hate. I think I was looking at a gym owner's Instagram the other day, and I showed this to Julio. I was like, this dude is just a regular dude that wants to he opened the gym and he's putting out content, and there's still motherfuckers hating on him. I'm like, and you're just trying to like own a business, you know?
The fitness industry is like, that's partially what I'm in though, with bodybuilding and personal training is there's a lot of haters, bro.
Dude.
It's very like in different clubs, different like genres of fitness fight against each other. Like calisthenic people don't like bodybuilders sometimes. Sometimes like that's where the trick is, to find the nice guys in here, because there's a lot of good dudes who to offer advice and offer their knowledge.
Dude,
nothing.
It doesn't hurt to be nice, man.
Not a dime.
It don't hurt to be nice, man. Like, even I understand, bro. The boxing business, you can't be super nice either, because you know this is the fight business. But
I've seen that. Remember that one fight where Deontay Wilder was there with his family, and
which one?
It was a while back.
Oh, you talking about Julio's fight?
Yeah. It was his debut.
That was his debut.
And
yeah. So
remember
Deontay Wilder.
What happened afterwards?
What happened afterwards?
Remember when you had to go and they weren't trying to pay you for a certain amount?
Dude,
you had to, bro.
Man, are we gonna get into that today?
We don't have to go into it. I'm just saying.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know how it is. People, you got to be a certain way to get what you want.
There's a lot of shady shit going on in the boxing business. If you guys that are watching are
that Don King, that Don King is going on.
We had so many. My brother and I have been through so many complications in the boxing business, and me as Julio's manager, I try my best to learn from every mistake we've made. You know what I mean? So thank God nothing like that has happened recently.
How is it to be a manager though? Like, not to cut you off.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. Dude, being a Julio's manager it's cool, man. I love business. I love business, and what other business is there to love than the boxing business? You know what I mean?
It's exciting. It's raw.
Yeah,
it's passionate.
dude. I'm so like, I really feel like the past couple of years as I was training to be a fighter. You know, I was competing as a fighter, a competitor, and when I started my moving company, I really fell in love with business. That's what I really was like, damn, I really like business. You know what I mean? But the moving business wasn't what I was super passionate about. So when I gave that up, I was looking for the next thing, and I was confused and this and that. As anybody could relate to that, man. When you give something up that you've been doing for like years and years, it's hard to find the next thing. But boxing has always brought me back to my roots, bro. Boxing has always brought me back to a stable mindset. Has always has always brought me back to getting back in shape, man. Getting my mentality right. Getting the grind on. You know what I mean? So what other business is there for me to get into than the boxing business? And dude, I have the best fighter in the world that I'm managing. So just wait until you hear the full story of what we're doing and what we're doing now. There's gonna be a movie about it. You know what I mean? So it's cool though, man. It's a lot of work when it comes to like when we get closer to fight day. I got to schedule. I got to get his paperwork in check. I got to get the sponsors right. I got all that kind of stuff is like what I got to do behind the scenes, right? I got to sell tickets for him, deliver tickets, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because my job is to keep that business side away from him. To be like, yo,
so he can focus on
fighting.
He can focus on that win. He can focus on that future win.
Yeah, because we're a team, man. You know how it is to be a team. When you're a team, you want your fighter, especially in the boxing business, you want your fighter to be at his 1,000%, and you're gonna do everything you can to get him there, right? Whether that's like, dude, don't worry about the tickets, don't worry about the sponsors. I'm gonna get that done for you. When it comes fight day, I'm gonna have those shorts ready for you. I'm gonna have that ticket sold. I'm gonna have the money, everything ready to go. Right, so you don't gotta worry about that, and that's what I try to do, man. I try to and I try to keep it 1,000% professional, right, dude? We've dealt with some people that are so fucking unclassy in the boxing business.
I'm sure,
dude, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck is your problem? You know what I mean? But you gotta keep it professional. You can't go around fist fighting everybody. You know what I mean? You gotta keep it real. You gotta keep it like, obviously, don't let anybody disrespect you. You know what I mean? But you also don't let certain boundaries be crossed, but make your point, you know, strong and carry on, dude. Because I know what we bring to the table. The Gomez boxing brand, it's gonna be big.
I still have a T-shirt.
Ooh, my man.
From back in the day when I was boxing with y'all. I remember.
Guys, if you don't know, my boy here, Will. Yeah. So you're doing bodybuilding now, right?
I've been bodybuilding since I was bodybuilding when
you were boxing.
Yeah, I was bulking up. That's why I went to the gym. When
what was that now? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
Dude, that was a long time ago. It was about 5 years ago when we met Will. We were training out of Norcross and
Felipe's boxing
gym. We were training there. And we met Will there at the gym. You were a lot skinnier back then. My man, I was a little skinnier too, though. I
still got pictures from back then, too.
Dude, I do too. Yeah, man.
Me and you,
we're like this.
Yeah.
So
I had my little Jordan shorts on.
My boy was dripped out.
Too small for me. Short.
Hey, my boy always been dripped out. No cap for real. But we met Will in the boxing gym. You started training with us a little bit then, right? I think.
Yeah.
You were training with Felipe, and you were training with us a little bit. There was
a little bit of like a language barrier between us, and he would more like, if he wanted something done, he would more so like use the pads in a way to like, nah, that's wrong.
Like just like correct you like that. And you know, a lot of coaches do that in boxing.
And we couldn't really like he's got good English. I'm just saying it's like it was hard.
It was hard to bond with a trainer.
Yeah. And he was always very distant and cold about everything, pretty much. So it was really hard to like get into it. Although I had a lot of great mentors through that. So
yeah, man. There's in any coach, as you know, man, it's very important to bond with your clients. It's very important to show them that you care. You know, I'm learning that now, dude. I'm doing boxing coaching. Dude, I trained some kids here.
That's beautiful too.
Yeah, man, dude, and I love that. I've been really enjoying training the kids.
I saw that one little kid. He's got a little he got dyed hair.
Dude, that little
kid is gonna be a monster.
Dude, them little kids they're hilarious. They They come here so excited to just run around and box and train. And I've been trying to show them some discipline, and they're really catching on, man. It's cool because the
kids want that.
Yeah, man. That. The one thing I try to teach them, if any, I could teach them anything, right? Aside from boxing, is to work together. You know, our motto in training is work hard, work together, and never give up. Because I train them. They're siblings. It's two brothers and their sister, and you know how it is. I don't know. Oh, you didn't have no siblings, right? You were the only child.
No, I had a brother.
Okay.
He's an older brother. Yeah.
You know how it is important to have a relationship with your brother. Then
he's like a father to me.
Exactly.
Time, so
I remember you telling me a little bit about that. Yeah, man.
Around the time I joined was around the time he passed away.
When you yeah, man. I'm sorry to always hear that. Yeah. You know, man. When you joined boxing, did it help you in any way?
Bro, I was so angry, bro. I remember there was one day where I think you remember this. It was one day where I got my ass beat like bad.
In sparring?
In sparring by that one dude who never boxed, bro. He never boxed, but he whooped my ass.
Yeah.
And he was smaller than me, and it was a bad day emotionally. Like I had some other things going on. I was taking care of my mom, and I wasn't prepared to fight for real. But I was like,
but you wanted to.
But I wanted to fight because honestly, I just wanted to get hit, bro. I just wanted something to happen because I didn't. Yeah. You know, like it was pain. So
pain, man.
I didn't know how to deal with that, and
you felt like that was the way to either let it out or take it. You know what I mean?
Remember
I was there. I remember.
Y'all had a pep talk with me afterwards because it was like y'all were like, we know you could have beat him up. Like it's not a big deal. It was just an off day. Like
what I saw from that, bro. Personally, it's just because you were training like you said, you were training with somebody else, and I think if you were like 1,000% training with us, like let's say we were coaching you and we wouldn't have let you get in there. You know what I mean? Because we would have been, even as much as you wanted to, because we would have just been like, you can get hurt. You know, like what happened? We would never want that for you. So I just feel like it wasn't your fault that any of that happened, obviously. But
I mean, to be fair, we were both beginners, so it was like it was a good match to set up.
Yeah, but also like in boxing, bro, like there's rules. You know what I mean? Like if somebody gets hurt, like like okay, that's cool, we're done. Like you don't got to go in there in sparring, especially you don't got to go in there to kill somebody. You know what I mean? So the dude, I feel like, was also very like, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking.
No,
but
he was on some other shit.
He wanted to go in there,
prove himself.
Yeah.
All this stuff, a new gym, new people.
Yeah.
He wanted to be, I'm big dog.
Yeah, exactly.
I was more so like, let me get my jab right.
You were just right. Exactly. You were trying to work, right?
I'm also you get shamed for that too. If you box long enough, you're doing like, if you're boxing with somebody and you're sparring with them. It's a sparring match. Y'all are not trying to kill each other.
Exactly.
Unless it's that kind of sparring
match. It's that kind of sparring. I'm glad you said that.
Previously agreed to that.
Yeah.
Then it's like that. But it's
but if it's two beginners, man, it shouldn't be no fucking head.
There shouldn't be no fucking problem with that. But anyway, I always remember that pep talk. I always appreciated that.
Absolutely, man. Dude, you were part of, at that time, we were a team. You know what I mean? We tried our best to be a team. Obviously, we didn't want to step on no toes when it came to your training with another coach. But we always saw you as part of the team. And ever since you've been coming out to the fights, we've always been like, man, whatever we can do to support you, we're always there for you. But that day, I remember, I was like, I know you felt that one, right? And I was like, but what we told you is like, don't worry about it. That shit happens, bro. This happened to all of us. You know what I mean? And it's not only in boxing does that happen to people.
In life,
my boy. You know what I mean? In life, you'll get your ass whooped, whether it's physically, mentally, financially. You know what I mean? Life will whoop your ass. Life will whoop anyone's ass. And
life does not take any type of chances.
Unfortunately, you and I were in the fight business we're in the fight game at that time. Yeah. So it had to be physical, but not to say, hey, a lot of y'all out there, I'm sure, have gotten your ass whooped by life. You know what I mean? And how do you bounce back from that? Come on, let's get our mind right. Let's get back to the drawing board. Let's get back to
reinvent myself kind of thinking.
Exactly. And I feel like, dude, I think you did, dude. I feel like you really did. I feel like you really took what we told you from do you remember what we said?
I remember
because that was a while ago for me.
It was a while ago for me too. But I remember you telling me I remember the beginning was just like, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
like both of y'all were just saying it's okay, it's all right. And I was just pissed, like mad.
Absolutely.
Like I was like, how could I let myself lose like that? How can I get?
But there's not even there's not even no losing in sparring.
There's no but I was in the time like everything was competitive.
Yeah.
I was already losing in other aspects of life, and
you wanted to win somewhere.
That loss was like, motherfucker, I can't get a win here either, bro.
Yeah.
This is some fucking bullshit. And
I know that
when you're in that mode, there's like that also pushed me with bodybuilding because like,
and look at you, man, boy, you're getting big.
Getting ready for that show.
Yeah, man.
End of this year. I'm thinking the end of this year.
That's where you're going for? That's what you're aiming for?
So.
Bro.
I'm thinking about it.
You let us know, man. We there.
Bro.
You let us know we're there.
I already did one that was around when I turned 18 and I got my medal.
I remember that one. I remember we didn't get to go to that one. I don't know what the fuck we were doing, but you know how this boxing shit is. It's taking us all over the place that we get so busy with like a bunch of stuff.
And it was around when COVID was like getting bad. Like when people were like, okay, now we got to stay in the house kind of thing. It was like right before that. So
and we moved, so it's like it was hard to stay.
It was a lot of things going on. Yeah, there's a lot of
because I think you weren't going to the boxing gym anymore. You focused on your.
I put everything into like I was still boxing. It was just like
more like, but it was just
I put more into working out like twice a day.
Hell yeah, bro.
Bro, I was working out with some dogs. Okay. We were in there.
You got any names for these dogs?
Hell yeah. Okay.
Shout them out, bro.
Bro, one of the people in my life that I looked up to a lot, still do look up to. Matter of fact, I might not say it all the time, but Abdul Gibbs is the owner of Jag Fitness, JAG Fitness. Like, bro, like gave me a job at one point. Like even if it was like not for much money, it was still like I could be around the gym and still get paid to do that. And like just always being open with the knowledge that he has. And I've told him before that like he's my favorite bodybuilder. Is always going to be that way. And just a lot of like love and respect.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
That's like important. That's one of the main dudes that just helped me out. Miss Terry White, who was my trainer for a while, who helped me get to a certain point in bodybuilding, helped me get my first show win, and she's kind of like a mom to me too. So it was like, you know, you're losing part of your life and you're gaining, you know, a mom somewhere else, and it was really sweet. And she pushed me real hard and like helped me learn a lot of the techniques I know now. And I just owe a lot. There's more people, but to those two especially, they're like,
those are the ones you're thinking of right now.
Those are the ones I'm really thinking of right now.
Man,
like there are many more.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always going to be.
It would take maybe this whole podcast to go through everybody, but I'm just saying those two are like, bro, Hall of Fame for me.
Hell yeah, bro. I think it's important to surround yourself with people that can touch your heart. You know what I mean?
People that not only touch your heart, but build you up. People that are out here that, you know, want the best for themselves. So in turn, that pushes you to want the best for yourself. Because a lot of people don't want shit for themselves. Yeah. Or they want what their parents want for them. Or they want blase, blase, blase. Dude, you gotta want what you want.
When it exactly what you just said, like when you said you surrounded yourself with people that wanted the best for themselves, dude, I'm literally around the number one person that wants like the best thing for himself. You know what I mean? And when you said that he's the first person that came to my mind. And y'all already know who I'm talking about, man. The one and only Notorious. You know what I mean? That boy be working hard. We said it earlier, but I'll say it again. He has motivated me through everything, bro. Through everything I do.
That's what a brother should do, though.
Yeah, man. Dude, we've worked together. We've trained together. We've eat lunch, supper, everything. I get tired of this motherfucker, but he's still there. Yeah,
that's real family.
Yeah, we
right
both
there.
get tired of each other, but at the end of the day, we never give up on each other. And I'm sure that's how you felt with the people that you had around you too. And I feel like, bro, family's not always blood. You know what I mean? I said
family is who you make family, and we're not trying to go all Dom Toretto right now, but family. But family is
Don Toretto, man. It's all about family.
It is. It's all about family. At the end of the day, I feel like who your circle that you build around is how you create a better life for yourself.
It's hard for some people though, man. It's hard for some people. Yeah. Sure. I used to be very like. Anybody that I met, I'd be like, "Do you have a brother? Like, go do something with them." But
you just assumed that they had.
No, not assume. Just like I would ask them, and if they would say yes, I would be like, "Yo, why aren't you doing this or that with your brother?" But you know what? The culture is different with certain people.
Yeah, some people don't have that kind of relationship.
Exactly. And
it's a hate relationship. It's not a love relationship.
Yeah. And it's that's what I'm saying. Like I used to try to talk to people and be like, "Oh, if you have a brother, why aren't you doing this with them? Why you could be doing this?" But it's also like I'm looking at it wrong. I'm looking at it from my perspective. You know, I don't know what they did growing up. I don't know what they did, how they grew up, or if they were even close growing up. You know what I mean? I would never say it's too late. I think anybody can grow a relationship with anybody, whether it's your brother, your mom, anybody, as long as you're willing to put that effort towards it and willing to be a little selfless, because it takes a lot of selflessness to have a great relationship with your brothers or family or anybody that you bump heads with. Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the things that I do with Julio and my brothers is like, don't get me wrong, not everything's perfect, not everything's sunshine and rainbows and shit. You know what I mean? No. We still bumps head. You know, we still bump heads. We still yeah, dude, we still bump heads and do all that shit. But like I said, sometimes I'm just like, is this worth it? Is this worth like arguing over? Is this worth like we're gonna be angry for each other for a couple of days? We got work to do tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna stay angry till tomorrow. Dude, this shit we're gonna cut this shit right now, or we're gonna cut this shit in like the next hour, because I'm not. It's just, you know what I mean? It's not worth it. You know? And I think that's hard for some people to do. It's hard for some people to.
Got too much pride.
In simple words, just let shit go. You know what I mean? And I'm not perfect.
It's hard to let shit go today.
Hell yeah. I mean, no, it definitely is. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't always let shit go.
Regardless of like whatever it is, like family shit, relationship shit, especially that nowadays, because it's all out there. Social media got people out here.
You got a girl?
Not currently.
If you guys are watching, you guys saw his little grin at the camera, making sure y'all see the teeth. You know what I mean? But if you guys are listening, just know my man's.
I've been on monk mode recently.
Okay.
You know what monk mode is?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the past, you did it for a while too. It's where you just like get away from your social, you get away from dating apps, you get away from everything aside from work and your dream.
Yeah.
That's what you do. And of course, you know, your family and whatever else. But you're really focused. And I've been doing that for a couple years now. Yeah.
I know. I bet it's crazy because when you just said like you've been on that too, I'm like, it's funny because you never really think people see it because you're not doing shit on Instagram. But I see it. I know you've been on mode. I can tell. You know what I mean? And every time I see you seem to get fucking bigger every time I fucking see you.
That's that work, bro.
So I know you've been working. Yeah. So but yeah, dude, sometimes you gotta go on monk mode though. That's a cool way of saying it though, monk mode. I like that. I've done it, like you said, I've done it a few times. Right now I'm not on it because I'm trying to.
There was a challenge out here. I think it's still out here, but you gotta like read a certain amount, 10 pages a day, wake up before 8:00, write in a journal before you go to bed, eat healthier. Basically, it's just a list of like things to improve your life. And I did part of that. I was already doing part of it, but like I went further with the journaling and the 10 pages a day. Yeah. Instead of like getting on my phone being like, what's YouTube got to offer me today? What's TikTok got to offer me besides some fuck shit? And then writing my thoughts down, having a either honest conversation with myself about the day or whatever I'm thinking about, And reading these 10 pages a day really helped. Like, I know it sounds silly, but it really, really helped. And I think that like drove a lot of that like anxiety away, and a lot of that like caring what people think away, because that's a big deal now too.
Okay.
For whoever is involved, regardless of who you are, what you look like. I know you have that problem.
Well, I'm happy you're finding that space in your mind, and you're finding that the things that help you calm your anxiety down, dude. That's very important for a lot of people. You know,
I don't know if you have that type of stuff going on, bro. Like, I know you do, but I'm talking about like if you have your little like processes.
Yeah, dude. I have man, I didn't understand anxiety for like the longest time. I was like, what the fuck is anxiety? I'm like, what is that? Just people wanting to like, you can't sit down for a minute or some shit. You know, I didn't understand it until like until I felt like I hit my rock bottom, right? Where I was like, damn.
No.
What's up?
You mind? What was your rock bottom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I can share mine as well.
Yeah. So when I was in the boxing, right, a couple years, I guess we'll dive deep into this today.
We can dive,
let's dive in.
Brother, we can dive as deep as you want.
So when I was in boxing a few years ago, when you met me, I was like at that. I don't want to say I was at a peak or anything. I was just very like motivated. I didn't see
enthusiastic, very enthusiastic.
I didn't see nothing else. I didn't see my life going nowhere else but boxing professionally. And when the pandemic hit, I was literally on my way on the road to the Golden Gloves of Georgia, and literally the weekend, it was the week of, I was gonna compete that week, and the pandemic hit, and the Golden Gloves got canceled. Everything got canceled. Obviously, as everybody knows, the pandemic canceled everything, and that did it. That's not what set me off into a deep hole. That's what started my moving business. That's when I was like, damn, I'm not working at the restaurant no more, so I need to do something. And if anybody knows, everybody was moving during COVID. I don't know how the fuck they were doing that, but dude, the moving business was popping in COVID. I think that was like a hot year for moving. So I started moving, and then then after that, I started my moving business because I met so many cool people that really brought me out of my shell of like being a little bit more, not timid, but I was just introverted. I was a little introverted. I've always been like outroverted when it came to being around people. But like this made me outroverted around like anybody. You know what I mean? Like I could be sitting like right here. You and me are talking, and I have no problem talking to you all day long. That's cool with me. But yeah, dude, I met some dope ass people like through the moving business that are still my friends to this day, and so that encouraged me to start the moving business. Then I broke into the moving business. And man, that's when I started making some bread. That's when I started seeing. And throughout this whole time, I was training on and off. No competitions were coming up. So me and Julio looked at each other and we're like, dude, let's just focus on making some money. Because if y'all don't know, man.
That's grind.
It's grind, but coming from where we came from, dude, we didn't have much growing up. You know what I mean?
I've always wondered about that.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I was gonna ask about that a little later.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll definitely dive into that for sure, dude. We didn't have a lot of. My parents always tried their best to get us to the best schools that we can get. Like literally, we would be on like borderline district, like into like the broker area, so that we can go to like the nicer school. You know what I'm saying?
The ones with the nice computers.
Yeah, with the iPads.
The ones that don't break and that are 10 years old.
Yeah, so we would always do that, man. I don't know how the fuck they used to pay the rent. I don't know how the fuck they used to do. They used to work minimum, like the low, like my mom was a housekeeper. My dad, I think he just on and off on certain jobs.
Like contract, odd jobs.
Yeah, odd jobs, painting, all that kind of stuff. And
my dad did that for a while.
Yeah, and you know how that is. It's having 3 kids. He had 3 kids. It was me, Julio, and Gilbert all growing up. And they were and we didn't have no, like, I don't know where the hell my head was at growing up, because I should have gotten a job. I should have gotten a job to help them. You know what I mean? But as a kid, you don't think about these things.
But that's all, like, as a kid, you're not thinking about that. And
yeah,
I mean, honestly, that's not your responsibility.
It's not.
But I understand.
Yeah.
Want for that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, I get it.
Yeah. And at that time, sometimes you don't even have that want. Sometimes you don't even see how they're struggling, because they do so. My parents did such a good job at well, actually, I don't want to say they did a good job at showing that they weren't struggling, but they try to not let us see this, like, not let us struggle.
They gave you enough love and care
that made me feel like I wasn't struggling. You know what I mean?
It didn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
exactly. That's where we come from, bro. We come from that. Like we came from like I remember we used to move around a lot, bro. We used to move around a lot, and then we used to live in an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. It was 5 of us, and what my dad would do is that he would build in to the living room. He would put walls up, and he made like a 3rd room. So it'd be like literally no living room, no kitchen. It'd just be a 3-bedroom. Bedroom, living room was a bedroom, and then the other bedroom is another bedroom. So it'd be 5 of us in a 3-bedroom. Not even supposed to be a 3-bedroom.
How was that living with each other in that? Like,
dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I told you, like, I used to tell people like, yo, if you have a brother, why aren't you doing this? Those moments are the moments that I will never forget.
That's what brought you to that mentality.
Yeah, that's what brought me to the mentality of like, I'll never let my brothers go. Like, I'll never let them go. Shit, even when we talk about, we still live together. We lived together our whole lives. And even, I'm just like, damn, I don't know if I ever want to like not live with these dudes. Like, it's fucking cool as shit. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong with that either,
There isn't. No, I used to kind of like be very, not ashamed of it, but I used to kind of be like, I want to have my own spot and I want to like, do this. And I mean, I still kind of do every now and then, but I'm always like, nah, dude, I could die tomorrow and I'd be like, I'm happy living here with my boys. You know what I mean? Because this is what I do. This is what I love to do. Just my family's number one in everything. Why wouldn't I want to be around them? You know what I mean? Obviously, you bump heads and shit, but it's all good. It's all good. But going back to the house situation, yeah, we've lived there. And even when we met you, we were living in a 2-bedroom townhome.
I remember the townhome.
Yeah, and our dining room was our living room. And then the living room was like a twin bed that one of us slept on. And then we had like a little setup for the gym in there. And, dude, it's the come up, bro. You know what I mean? It's the come up. It's
and those are moments that help you grind harder too.
Fuck, dude. Those are the moments that I look back and I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck we live like that. You know what I mean?
But it's love that got you through that, though.
Absolutely, bro. Like, look at us. I mean, I don't want to say like, look at us now because we're nowhere. Like,
no. Go and say it.
What we have
look at
now.
us now. Go and say that because this people don't like the little stuff, man. The small victories, bro.
Yeah.
Or consider certain things to be small victories. Like you have a grand dream.
Yeah.
Your family has a grand dream, and to you, I assume this is a small victory, but this is a victory.
It's a huge victory, though. Yeah, because
there you go.
Because when we moved, so when I was like I was telling you earlier, my family always made sure we went into a nice school. So going into these nice schools, you get all these kids that are living good, living in these big ass houses, but you're not part of that. You think you are going to that school and shit, but you got to go back to where you come from.
You gotta go back.
Yeah, like you're over here in school, you're around these rich kids. You almost kind of like start to believe you're in that shit too. You go to their houses, you're like, damn, these motherfuckers live nice. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because everything they had growing up, I'm just now starting to feel like I have
indulging in that.
Yeah, because like, dude, I got an electric scooter. Right? And I'm like, yo, this shit fun as fuck. Like, I'm over here riding this shit around, looking like a little ass kid. You know what I mean? Like, hey, electric scooters are dope, though. I go to a neighborhood over there and like where we like in the Alpharetta area.
Like a 5-year-old already.
Bro, there's like
that shit, bro.
Yeah, little ass kids on scooters and nice ass ones too. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't grow up like that. We didn't grow up with any of that. So whatever we have now, dude, and honestly, looking back, dude, I'm like, yeah, we went through hard times. Yeah, it was tough and shit. But it was also like, dude, I'm so happy because everything I have today, I'm so grateful for. You know what I mean? And that you can't take away. You know what I mean? You can't take away how you feel about it or because it just happens, dude. It just happens. Like, I get something really nice. And I'm like, ooh, like I never had this shit.
It's
you know
exciting.
What I mean? Yeah, that's where we come from, bro. That's kind of how we grew up. And me and even further back than that, I remember when I was like a little kid, I was probably like, I want to say 10, maybe like 10, 9. You ever seen those like round chairs that kind of like dip? It's like a round chair and they
little
dip.
egg chairs.
You know what I'm talking about? Is that what they're called?
And I don't know if that's what they're called.
I don't know what they're called, but they're like a round chair and they dip. and they have like a little foamy mattress in there. I used to sleep in that as my bed growing up. We used to live like in a trailer park in was it Orlando, Florida? And I used to sleep in that. And then I upgraded from that little chair, sleeping in that chair, like a little ball. I upgraded from that to sleeping in a little mini pool that my parents put like a little mattress in and blankets and shit. And I have pictures of that. I have pictures of sleeping in there in my little, like, it was like a little race car pool, but like it turned into my little race car bed. You see what I'm saying? And I used to sleep in my parents' room, like I was a little race car. And
I can relate to sleeping in a room.
Yeah, dude. So that's what that's. I didn't see this stuff then, but if you look back now, it's like, damn, like people would see that and be like, really? You slept like that? You slept on a chair? You slept in a kiddie pool for how long?
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
Or sleeping on the floor.
Sleeping on the floor.
Which is very comfortable, might I add. After a while,
it's good for your back.
After a while, this shit is very, very comfortable.
Yeah, people don't understand that, bro. But I don't take it. I've never taken it as it held me back from anything. Mm-hmm. If anything, it pushed me forward. You know what I mean? Like I was just saying, it helped me understand to be grateful. It helped me understand to want more and don't be afraid to look around and be like, cool. You know, I'm glad I'm here where I am now, and I'm just ready for the next step too. That's kind of a little bit where I come from, bro. That's kind of what we moved around a lot, state to state. That kind of fucked up our Julio's school situation. Excuse me. I fucked up Julio's school situation a little bit because he moved around from school to school for so long. He'll be on the podcast next week. I'm sure he'll love to talk about a little bit about he felt growing up. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one. That boy he's the middle child, so you guys already know what they say about the middle child.
I was the youngest, so you already know.
Me too. I was the youngest too. And that's only my experience, bro. How I grew up. Now I can't even talk about how Gilbert grew up. He was the first one. He was, you know what I mean? So I don't know how my parents were doing then. I wasn't even alive, but I'm sure it was different. I'm sure we'll have him on here too soon. That's where a little bit where I come from, bro. But I guess what we were really talking about was what? My rock bottom? Going back into the pandemic when I was doing the moving business, right? I was doing the moving business. I was doing the moving business and everything was cool, man. I was starting making money. And that's kind of where I related to where I was kind of where it came about from where we come from and where and when I started making money with the moving company, I started buying all these things, dude. I got an iPad. I started buying all these shoes, and I started like going places. I was like, ooh, I like this shit. You know what I mean? I like this shit. I like the money. I like money. You know what I mean? I fucking love money. And it just brought me back to that little boy that slept in that bed, that did all that, and
that inner child.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, ooh, I got so excited. So for 2 years, I grinded in that. And I tried to build my business as best as I could by myself. Hula helped me with the working aspect, but he was never interested in being in the business side of it. So I would do it all myself. And as a former entrepreneur business owner, I can say that I failed in certain aspects of when to let control go in my business, when to be like, hey, I'm gonna trust you as my lead in this job, and I'm gonna trust you. Take the reins. Yeah, and I'm gonna let you do your thing, and to my workers, to my employees, and all that. And that's where I failed. That's where I wish I would have changed things, but now I know. So going into my next business, I know what to do and how to go about it a little bit differently. But shout out to all my guys, man, that used to work with me at GB Moving. Those are the bestest people I could have ever brought onto that team, man. We've only had 5-star reviews. We only had great things talked about us, and we really grew a great reputation out here where we're living. I still get calls to this day. It's about, oh, yo, like, can you move us here? Can you move us there? And I'm not talking like little moves. I'm talking like mansion moves. Yeah, dude. We used to move big ass houses, and those big ass houses used to pay big ass money. So when I started enjoying that, bro, I had a conversation with my dad, and I said, hey, like, I think I'm done boxing. I'm gonna be here still. Like, I'm not moving out or nothing. I think I'm done boxing, and I'm gonna focus on my business. And so he said, okay, cool. Like he supported me and everything. Obviously, I could tell in his eyes it wasn't what he wanted from me. He was like, I wish you could keep fighting and this and that. But I don't know if you know, but I wasn't in the boxing scene my whole life. I started at 18. I started boxing at 18, and so it was kind of like a period that I told him I started and I stopped. So it kind of hurt him. I think a little bit seeing me start and then seeing me stop. But dude, that's life, dude. You grow and you work into things and you see where your life takes you, right?
This might not serve you in this season. Yeah. This mindset might not serve you in this season. This activity might not serve you in this season. But next season, the season after that, it'll serve you.
I'm saying, no, you're not wrong.
You'll
wrong.
Find your way.
Yeah, I mean, look at me now, shit. I'm trying to. I'm actually competing next month, so I'm back in it a little bit. But like I'm really doing it for my students. I'm really doing it for my my coaching. I really want to build a resume in the boxing so they can see what I'm about. You know what I mean? And obviously, if I get in shape and I get in, once I get in to the point where I can help Julio out in sparring and this and that. Julio, I don't know if you've ever seen us spar. We go crazy. Yeah, we go crazy.
I've seen y'all spar.
Yeah, we go crazy. But when I started making all that money, bro, I started really kind of just letting my body go, eating whatever the fuck I wanted, working late hours, eating anything, fast food. And you know how it is with fast food, bro. That shit is not mentally good for you.
It's not. Dude. And it's more expensive to pay for that.
Dude, it's so much more expensive. Yeah.
Like, as coming from somebody who's for the past 5 years has been meal prepping every day, every single day, bro. It's significantly cheaper, and you kind of feel like a dog after a while. But like, bro, that's good. This helps you out. I'm not even playing, and you find better ways.
You said a dog.
You do, but in order to train like a dog, you gotta eat like a dog.
Hey, fuck it, I like that.
You gotta.
That's tight. That's tight.
You gotta train, man.
That's kind of a cool name for like a meal prep company. Eat like a dog.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. I don't know, but what was I saying? Shit. Just talking about
rock bottoms and
talking about letting my food go, like letting my diet go and and dude, I started gaining so much weight. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know if you can't tell too much right now. I'm a little more up there, but when you knew me, I was at like 140, walking around 140. Mm-hmm. I competed at 132, so I would be easy to get down there. But after the 2 years of just moving and eating, I was at 188, 89, and not a healthy 188.
Not a healthy one.
Yeah, let's get that straight. Yeah, you guys may think like, oh, 188, that's dope, like, you know, but no, it wasn't healthy. It was like fat, you know, around the belly and this and that, and I was like, damn. I would look at myself and be like, damn. But like, what would get me through it would be like, oh, but I got money. You know what I'm saying? I got money in my bank, and
I think a lot of people feel that way.
And a lot of people feel that way. And you know what? I knew it. People feel that way, and I would be like,
that's my money makes me handsome.
Yeah, but I'm also like, dude, but it was only so far that thought would get me that I would be like, nah, bro, fuck that. I gotta change this shit. I gotta change this shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't wanna be a fucking fat and have so much money, or be out of shape and unhealthy and not be able to do or feel good about doing anything with money. So that's when I took the step back from the moving business and I said, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to focus on boxing, whether that's coaching, training, managing. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on somehow figure out my next source of income, because I won't have anything anymore from the source of income, because boxing won't be making me money right now. So I was looking for that, and that's where I hit my rock bottom. Because when I let that go for like a 2-month, 3-month period, dude, I didn't know who the fuck I was, where the fuck I was going. I was so fucking confused, bro. I was like, did I do the right thing? I was like, am I like, what the hell? Like, what am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? I gave that up. And when I gave it up, right? I gave up the moving stuff. I thought like I would gain this like crazy amount of motivation to start working out again and this and that, but I didn't. I was just like, damn, I would start 1 day, 2 day, and then stop. Eat. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna be real with everybody on this podcast, and because I try to keep it 100 with everybody, right? I got into a bad habit of smoking weed, and
I know all too well.
Yeah, and I said this before, and I'll say it again: that smoking weed is like the drug of bad habits. I would say. I try for that whole year, the whole last year that I was working my moving business. I would just go home. I would work, go home, smoke some weed, eat some food. Thinking like that was like, oh, I feel so good after I smoke weed and this and that. But that's what got me so fucking caught up on eating so much shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me caught up waking up at fucking.
Got the munchies.
Yeah. So, the munchies. If anybody out there that smokes, y'all know what that's about. But after I gave up the moving business and I wasn't working, I was still smoking though.
Yeah.
So then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Thinking that drug would help me cope with whatever the fuck I was dealing with, it was making it worse. And I would always say, like, I can stop whenever I want. I can. And dude, it was so crazy because I never thought I would do that to myself, let myself go into the hole of being like, I can stop whenever I want. And I couldn't. And this is where the beauty of the sport I love so much brought me out of. I said, I had a conversation with Julio, I think mid-December. I was like, hey, dude, I think I want to compete again. And he's like, dude, Julio has always been my number one motivator. Dude, do it, man. What the fuck? He's like, dude, yes, I'll help you, this and that. I'm like, let me find a date.
Waiting for that.
Yeah, he was waiting for it. Yeah.
Like, when is this man going to come back?
Cause that whole year that I was smoking and shit, I wasn't at the gym with Julio. So me and Julio were still close. We would work together, but I would only hear so much from the gym, but I wasn't there with him. You know what I mean? And he was like, yes, dude, come to the gym. Like we can do this. And I don't know if anybody out there who used to be an athlete and took a time away from the sport can resonate with this, but you hate feeling like shit again going back into a sport, right? Going in there and that'll stop a lot of people from going back.
That initial feeling,
yeah,
of like
damn, these motherfuckers just gonna see me out here like a fat dude just trying to work out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with that. You're only seeing that to yourself.
I also want to make it clear, like most gyms, like unless you're a fucking asshole, most dudes who are training, especially even the biggest guys, they look at you. They look at you like, look at all this potential, bro. They look at you like a sculpture, and they look at you like they're gonna chip away at that. Trainers I look at people like that. If I see a fat dude come in the gym, I'm like,
oh yeah, we can get.
It's gonna be time in a couple of months. I'm gonna see all this chip away on your legs. Your hips are gonna look good. Chest is gonna be carved out. That's how people look at you in a motivating way. They're not looking at you in a look at this fat piece of shit looking pig motherfucker from Spirited Away. Like they don't like. Bro, they look at you as somebody who's training hard and bettering themselves.
Yeah, no doubt.
Don't let that doubt creep in. Don't let that those past traumas creep up on you, because they will. Yeah,
nobody out there, man. If y'all looking to start your fitness journey, don't be afraid to do it. Just because I would see so many on TikTok and Instagram, I'd be like, it's gonna be my turn next. It's gonna be my turn next, but it never was. You know what I mean? Because I never took the initiative to do it. Right. So when I told Julio I had that conversation with Julio, and I was still in that dark space of like, damn, I wasn't working. I would just wake up, I don't know, mope around the house, walk the dog, chill, like wait until that time to smoke weed and eat. And I was living off the money I made off the moving. So I wasn't worried about money and shit, right? And then I did that for like 2-3 months, and I was like, damn. I said I was only going to be unemployed for a week. You know what I mean? And it took over.
It always turns into more, bro.
Yeah. And so after that, that's when I had the conversation with Julio. And like I said, I was smoking and this and that. And I would try to stop smoking. But then I would get home and the urge just takes over you. You know what I mean? It's like,
what else do I got weak. Going on?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like I'm like, why can't I smoke? Like, why can't I smoke? I'm not fighting. I'm not doing nothing. And as soon as I had that conversation with Julio, and I found the date that I wanted to compete in, and I found the place, the everything,
you got reinvigorated.
It clicked. It clicked.
That's purpose.
And I never touched that shit again. Never had the urge. Never had the nothing, bro. And it was crazy because you know how I was telling you boxing is my rock. That shit is my fucking rock. You know what I mean? Because no matter what I was going through, that shit was always in the back of my head. And it was until I started doing it again that everything else that was hurting me, I was able to just say like, all right, peace out. I'm not doing that shit no more. Without a doubt. You know what I mean? And boxing isn't everybody's rock, but everybody has a rock somewhere. Whether you know it or not, you got it somewhere. You know what I mean? And it was scary for me, dude. In those months, I was just like fucking depressed and, well, not depressed. I don't like to throw that word around too much because
I throw it around.
Because there's some people.
People are.
People are like depressed is a real thing. There. Yeah, yeah, it's a real thing. It's just. See, I'm very grateful, and I like to. I don't know. You know me, man. I'm just very like people have it worse. You know what I mean?
Me too. I'm the same way.
So I don't like to use that word too much. I don't like to dwell too much. Yeah, because I know somebody always has it worse, man. And
you can't do that, bro. I'm serious. Yeah. Somebody who does that, bro.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
We got to get out of that because
for sure.
You gotta experience whatever you're going.
Those emotions, bro. Yeah, you gotta feel them, man. You gotta feel those emotions of happiness, of sadness, of whatever the fuck it is, jealousy or whatever.
In my case, the sadness. It's hard for me to do that. I grew up. My father is like he's basically 80. I mean, dude was born in the 40s, bro. Like, it's a different, like old school parenting, and he's from Africa, so he's kind of like a strict African parent. Anybody who has strict African parents, y'all know, it's different.
Really?
And just like, bro, you're not meant to cry. If you cry, you're a bitch. I've never seen that man cry in my whole life.
Really?
Never. Son died.
Oh, you're saying
wife
like
is sick.
So he would tell you like you can't, like crying is like for.
No, he'd never tell me. He just like
he make it known.
He make it like his aura would make it known. If that.
How do you feel about that though?
I found my way. I'm more of a in private kind of dude. Like if I gotta let it out, I will let it out.
Yeah.
I do. One thing that's helped me a lot. I wasn't gonna say it like this, but I guess it doesn't matter. Like martial arts has always been a really big thing in my life.
Say that again?
Martial arts has always been a thing in my life, and some people might not consider this to be, but Tai Chi and Qigong in the mornings, bro, helps me get a lot of emotions. So Tai Chi is like the movement. I don't know the official definition.
Yeah, but what do you got?
If you've ever done Tai Chi or you've ever seen any of the old people in the park doing that shit, it looks relaxing, right?
It's like Wing Chun?
Moving that energy. No. It's like you're moving the energy. You know when they're doing that slow stuff in the park and like letting, like it looks like they're just like moving energy and shit. Like, bro.
That shit looks soothing.
It's soothing. Helps me get my energy right. Helps me get my mind right. Helps me get my emotions out. And like that or just practicing boxing and like whatever else I have, hit a heavy bag, do something like get it out. Whatever somehow. You got and feel it. Let it go. Let that. I know some people like to suck those tears back up. Let the tears fall.
Dude,
bro.
Let them tears out.
Let the tears fall, bro. Even if it burns your eyes, bro, let that shit out. Because the more it's stocked up, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like you said, I'm a very private person too. When it comes to crying, especially, I don't cry like in front of people a lot. There's probably like 2 people I've ever cried in front of.
I've only had one person I ever cried in front of, and
So tell me more about these. I told you I shared with you guys a little bit about my darkness. It wasn't too crazy, but it's my darkness. You know what I mean? I want to hear a little bit more about yours and how you got out of it. Because I feel like I said, we all have our own space of, we dip. You know what I mean? We dip into whatever the fuck it is that takes you into that darkness. But a dip always has to come back up. You know what I mean? And just talk to us a little bit more about what brought you down there and what brought you back up, or where you are in life. You know what I mean? Just it's okay. I mean, shit. Wherever you are now, sometimes talking about it helps you a lot. You know what I mean?
I think it does. Talking about it always helps. But I think my darkness or the demons or whatever you want to say comes from like just either family stuff and some drug stuff. I've never really talked about that. I don't think I've ever talked about that with you either.
No, I don't think so either. Me neither. I haven't talked to you about that stuff. That's why I was like, I'm gonna get real vulnerable right now. Fuck it.
So growing up, like I feel like that kind of ties into my growing up and my upbringing and all that. We had it kind of okay. Like we were like lower middle class, so like not, we didn't, have too much wants for things in the beginning. To when I was like maybe since I was born to when I was 8, we're like lower middle class, and we could, kind of do the things we wanted to do. We had enough for us, noodles and sandwiches and whatever else. Mm-hmm. Loving parents. And then, when I was about 8 or 9, it turned into more like my parents got a divorce, and now we're, over in an apartment, and, we sleep on either side of my dad's bed because he wasn't going to make rooms for us. Shit, he wasn't going to go that far. But we had each side of the bed. I had my side on the left. My brother had his side on the right. My dad would sleep in the bed in the middle. And he would tell us little bedtime stories and all that. And we'd fuck around the complex and have slap boxing fights. And
you and your brother?
No, the kids in the neighborhood and me and my brother.
Yeah.
Slap box events. Little dirt bike or like little, not dirt bike, but
that's hard.
BMX stuff like
that's
on our bikes.
That's the shit that gets you going.
See, that's the good memories.
Yeah.
That's like the good stuff. And then, my brother's 6 years older than me. So
how old were you then? You said you were 9?
Over there, I was probably about like 8 or 9, bro. Like right when I turned 8, we moved into apartments.
Okay, so he was like 14, 15?
Like what? When I was 14 or 15?
When you were 8 or 9, he was like 14, 15. When you moved to the apartments? Okay.
He was a little older, bro.
Yeah.
So but you would never tell because I was.
You were tall.
Yeah, I was tall as shit.
Let him know how tall you are, bro. Let him know
I'm
how
like
tall you are.
6'3", bro. And then when I was a child, bro, this man was so like, bro. It was, when he was like whatever age he was at, like I'm almost there. Like until I was like 8 or 9, then I was like I shot up.
Damn.
So it was like they would have never expected me to be younger, so I'd always be with the older kids. Treated like an older kid, fought like an older kid. You had to, get your own or you get got. So after, all that, he grows up a little more. We're still doing that. My parents get remarried, end up moving back together.
Oh, so they get back together?
Yeah. So
that's kind of cool.
We don't have the same income as when we were little, but it's like it's still enough to where we can eat good.
You get by.
And we get by.
Yeah, you get by.
Everything's okay. Like we're not really like, we're not really super struggling. Like it's okay.
What part of town were you live? Where were you living?
I didn't living in Norcross. Norcross, Georgia. If y'all know, shout out Norcross.
Shout out Norcross. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You're good. My brother, being older than me, I think he has some other demons that I probably don't really know too much, but if you don't know, my dad was, he worked a lot, and my brother's kind of like my dad, to be honest, because whenever my dad was home, he's older, parents always fighting, so they're not gonna, they're not gonna have those loving conversations or whatever else, so it's always gonna be anger or, they're in the door, you're out the door, go play basketball, whatever else.
Yeah, I feel that. But he was there.
He was there. He was always there. If I had problems, he would talk me through them or just talk shit about the parents with me. So
that's what you do.
Get in the room. He's like, and I'll be like,
right there with him. Right there with him.
And it would be a whole thing. So we bonded through that, but he was older. So he started getting to that distant teenage phase.
Distant from you or from your parents?
From everybody.
Okay.
And started doing a lot more drugs like weed, and it dipped into some other things. Like he's done everything under the sun.
Okay. At a young age or like just
young?
Okay.
Pretty young, bro. And then it just led into more like, it just kept getting worse. And he started like, he was like on a roll, so he was pretty good. Like he was a pretty smart dude. Man. And he would at the end of the day, sometimes we have like football players over, whoever else, and parents weren't home. We throw like parties. He sell to them, make brownies, sell to whoever else was there. Sell psychedelics, shrooms, LSD.
He was
whatever he had, he was selling. And sometimes I do like the little mailbox thing. I go and put in the mailbox.
Oh, you would help him out?
Yeah, sometimes. Okay. Or like if he had product coming from somewhere, they would leave it in the mailbox, which I thought was really dumb, but he made it work. So I would go and grab it out the mailbox before my parents came home, and if they asked what it was, I'd be like, it's something from, school or something. Yeah. It's like a project or something. Yeah. Whatever. They wouldn't question it. Then down the line, it gets worse. I'm starting to get up there in age, probably 16. Well, not even 16, like 14, 15. Because around the time I started boxing, I met you. I'd just come off all the kind of more terrible stuff. Sorry, I don't know. Burped and stuff.
No, you good. I don't think I caught it anyways.
Things got a little worse.
Okay.
So we had, my brother he stopped really selling as much. I mean, he graduated, but he stopped selling, to people, except for like maybe shrooms and acid, and that was about it. Still really I never really got that connection back with him, like unless he was talking shit about somebody, we'd still do that little thing. But I'm the youngest, so I always wanted to impress. I always wanted to be the center of attention. Because you have to fight for that. I wanted my attention. I wanted, my love. And he wasn't like that. He wasn't trying to give any of that unless, you were a certain way or helped out. And he started getting into harder things.
Oh, so you would help out because you wanted him to to notice
love
you.
And to give that same love when we were kids.
When you were kids, yeah.
But it wasn't reciprocated now. So, as we got older, really, actually 13, 14, 15, he started getting into harder stuff. Like, I don't know if he started heroin yet, but he started a lot of, he did cough syrup cocktails. Damn. Whatever. I don't know too much about that, but I remember him waking up one day, I woke up and I just remember hearing like coughing and choking, and he was in the other room, like blood and everything was coming out of his mouth.
Damn.
He's like paler than a ghost. Like, I remember having to trying to cover for him.
Yeah.
But it was
like to your parents?
I was trying to clean him up and get everything good because, he's gonna owe me one after that. I'm gonna get whatever else. And at that time, I figured out the more you cover for him, the more he's willing to do favors for you, give you drugs, give you things, and that in turn helps you get ladies. And it helps you when you're young. When you're young and you don't, and you're nobody, and you're hanging around your friends, and your friends don't have access to that yet, and you're the first one to get it. You get so much ass, it's not even funny.
Which sucks
because it's rewarding to be a shit.
Yeah.
And that's not how it should be.
Yeah. Man.
But so I tried to cover for him as best I could, but my mom and dad came in there and they were they freaked out, left me there. I just remember them rushing him out to the hospital, and I was just standing in the room like that emoji. That little standing emoji. And I was just like, bro, what am I doing? What is happening?
Yeah.
He ends up, he overdosed, but he's okay. They pumped his stomach. They got everything.
So that's what happened. He was overdosing at that time.
Yeah, he started overdosing a little bit. Okay. Then he started doing like microdosing of like harder shit like heroin and like he said that, but you never know because I was covering for him on that. That was when I was really covering for him. Like, dude would come home fucked up. Like, I'd have to hold hair back, make sure if it was like if somebody came down or like would talk about it or ask questions. I'd be like, no, it was just a wild party or something. You know, nothing's going on. But, like, we both know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And the more that happened, you know, I'm still not getting that love. I'm still not getting that recognition. I'm still, like,
trying to get that back. Yeah.
Trying, but it's never going to. And there's moments. The problem is there's moments where you get it back.
Yeah, like, so little slivers. It gives you, like, hope to keep doing
like,
it. Yeah.
I remember I got that Donkey Kong Country. If anybody knows about that Donkey Kong Country on Donkey Kong Country Returns, that was our game for a while. That was our like bonding game.
What'd you play it on?
We played it on the Wii. I remember I mowed so many lawns for that goddamn Wii. And, bro, we played that so much. And he would be, even if he was high as fuck playing it, like we were playing it together.
Yeah.
And we were, you know, bonding.
It helped you.
Me.
Yeah.
And
get
like,
that feeling.
Yeah, help me get that feeling back. And you never really get it fully the way you want it.
Yeah.
So you're always striving for it, and you're never good enough. So I would say it's probably like trying to get a parent's love. Like, you know, in the movies when dudes like, I never got your love, Dad, that shit. Like this is, I attune it to that. Like I feel like it's kind of like that. And the more it got worse, like I remember, going into Atlanta because if you know, Norcross is kind of like outskirts.
It's not too. It's
not super
like, what,
far.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes, but it's still outskirts. Yeah. We went to Atlanta to get some heroin. So we go in there. He gets his whatever he's got to do. Gets in the car, he leaves his phone, whatever goes. Comes back, brings the shit. We drive off, and now he pulls over to check it out. He accidentally drops it under the seat, and he starts freaking out, bro.
The heroin?
Yeah, he drops it under the seat, and he doesn't know it's under the seat. I didn't see it drop. So I'm just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck?
So, wait, he thinks he lost
the heroin. He
just dropped it.
But he dropped it under the seat, and he starts freaking out, bro. Like, freaking out, pissed. Like, bro, like, beats the car, like the horn, like beats the like thing, and it's like fuck, because now he's like, I guess he was freaking out because now he has to go back to this dude on the corner store and like confront him and be like, you took the heroin while we were like making this deal and took my money. So he thinks he's gonna have to do all this shit, and he knows he's gonna get his ass beat because my brother, I hate to say it, love him so much, but he was not like that, bro. He's not like that. He was not about to get that back.
Yeah.
So, and I was too small to be dealing with that.
So how old were you then?
I was like 14. So
you were 14?
Yeah.
So he was probably like what, like 20?
Yeah.
19, 18, 20?
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
And
okay, so he's a little more grown. He's obviously a little more grown than 20, yeah.
And he didn't really want me in the car at first, but like I kind of snuck in the car because I was like, I feel like something bad was going to happen today. So I was like, I might as well sneak in the car and see what's going on. He was already halfway there. He wasn't turning back by the time he found out I was in the car. So he was like, I'm not turning back.
You snuck into the car?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
He has like a little blanket in the back.
You just you covered yourself?
I think, I just covered myself under the, like, in the little floorboard area.
And you're like, surprise.
Yeah, and I was just like, I think he like, I don't know if he hit a bump or something, but I think I made a noise, like breathed too loud, and he was like, the fuck is that? And then he turned around and like, I was just there.
You're just like yeah.
He was like, all right, stay in the back. Don't make any noise. Like, you can sit up and stuff, but like, you know what I mean? Like, he was just like, make sure you like keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, he's like, you're here now.
This is grown folks' business.
Yeah.
So he's gonna confront this dude. Like, he's gonna pull back and spin around and confront him. And like, I'm like begging him, bro, because I already know it's gonna end with him getting beat the fuck up, and I'm gonna have to drive this man home, and I don't even have a learner's permit yet.
Shit.
And I'm like, fuck, I barely know how to drive, and we're in the heart of Atlanta. I don't even know the city, bro. Like my phone is almost like my phone is barely charged. Like I don't know if I'm gonna make it. This man gets out of the car and starts walking back, and I had to get out of the car and be like, "You're dumb. Like no, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this." I go over to the seat. I'm looking everywhere. I find it. He's like, "Fuck yeah!" It's like the relief. I've never seen somebody be so relieved to find that shit. Found it. He started doing bumps off the steering wheel on the way back, and he starts lolling off. If you don't know, heroin makes you kind of a little sleepy. Okay. So he gets a little sleepy.
Yeah.
He nods off. And now I do have to do what I fear most, drive this man home and cover for him again. So I got to pull him into the seat. He's still enough to where he can get out of the car, but it's like he's kind of leaning on me a little bit. So I put him in the side seat, give him a little blanket. Mm-hmm. He falls asleep. I get in his car. I drive back. This is me learning how to drive pretty much. Bruh. I drive all the way back, bro. And mind you, it was a good trip too. I had fun. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm driving for the first time. I feel like good as fuck. I had the window down. I was cruising.
Yeah.
But like when you get out of those situations and you really look back and you're like, fuck, bro, that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have been what happened. I should have stopped it or like known what was going on for real. But
think about it. Imagine if you didn't go.
True. He could have lost that, went back. I mean, it just would have been what already happened anyway. Like it just wouldn't have been from an overdose. He would have just been killed. Like
but still, it's like it gave you a little more time with him.
I mean, yeah.
You know, didn't it? I mean,
it gave me more time. Yeah. But like looking back, it's more like, well, fuck you for making me, try and get this affection this way. Yeah. In a shitty situation. I'm sure a lot of dudes can relate to that with family members who are like this.
Yeah.
But after that situation, he, it only gets worse. Dude ends up getting pulled over for, maybe he was 21. This is about the year that he passed. So he gets, like, beginning of the year, gets pulled over for, like, I guess, going too wide on a turn. Mm-hmm. And there's like...
Oh, so that was about a year before he passed then?
No, about the same year. He passed the beginning of the year. So right when it turned to the year.
Wow.
So now he has to go to drug classes or whatever, probate. Like he has probation. Yeah. He's got to go to these little, like, I guess not AA, but like,
like AA.
Yeah, it's basically like AA. And I guess he was fed up, bro. Goes into the city again, gets fucked up, and I guess the next day we hear about this, or the next couple of days we hear about this, and he had passed, and he was in the backseat of the car, like dead. Like shit is coming out of his mouth, no pulse, man, is just gone. So
who called you?
My dad. I was on a date. It was with my ex-girlfriend at the time. Very, very, very nice woman. But it was our first date. We went and got coffee, and
on the first date,
it was at the end of the date, right when I was going to walk her home. Right, got the call. Almost dropped that shit. Dropped the phone. I just remember looking off into traffic like, this feels like a movie. Like I was just like, this isn't real though. Like this, like I've been through death. Yeah. Like I've been through death before, but it wasn't like somebody that you don't think is gonna die. Like you understand, if an old person dies, or it's somebody that you're like, well, he was kind of a fuck. He's probably gonna die. Chances are. But when it's somebody you're like, I can imagine my life without him or without this person, and they pass, it's a different kind of hurt because you don't expect it.
Not only that, it's like you guys were growing up together. Like he wasn't even like grown yet. Like you guys were still growing up together. So it's like you said, if somebody older passes, it's like, okay, well, you reached not every level of life, but
you've been through the peaks and the valleys. Everything. Yeah, this is different.
See, like
he ain't even at the top of the peak. He's at the bottom of the peak.
That's why. I mean, I can only imagine, dude. That was your brother.
It's like a father to me, really. Like when we come to those conversations, like when the good times were, like those like fatherly conversations and stuff that like helped me out.
Yeah. So you get the call. What's going, like, what do you do? What's going through? Because see, me personally, I've never.
I tell my date. I tell her. How
did she react?
My brother passed away. I gotta take you home. Like I was really like soft spoken. I could barely talk. Like it felt like somebody was like gripping me. Yeah. I wasn't crying. I was just like, bruh, this is fake. This is not real. My dad gave me a call, by the way. And said, come home. Like get here. And he was pissed. Like he was mad. Like he wasn't even like.
Oh, he was
sad.
mad.
Like he was just angry. I could hear it. And I was just like, shit. All right. Told her my brother passed away. Let me walk you home. So we walk home. I take her home. She just constantly looked like we didn't talk the whole walk home. It's probably half a mile to the house. Mm-hmm. I just remember her just staring at me like hard, bro. Like I don't know how to help you type of stuff.
Yeah,
like I just remember that kind of look, and I feel like I probably got like a little more time with her because of that, out of pity. I feel like because she.
You think so?
Hell yeah, because I feel like
feel like she can't. She
feel like I can't leave this dude now because now it's like
I'm somewhat part of this moment.
Yes, this moment for him. So I gotta like stick it out.
Interesting.
Which is like kind of not a regret because you can't really like. There's nothing I could do about it, but it's just kind of like it's the thing that sucks. So like
you don't want somebody to be around just for that reason, though.
Yeah, and I mean, we lasted for 3 years, so it wasn't nothing like. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it was,
I guess.
But like, you don't want something to start off that way, you know?
Because it's hard to end it.
It's not hard. It's not even. It's hard to end it.
Yeah, because like, imagine like, I mean, I'm sure you've been through it already because you're not with her anymore.
No.
So
but besides that, I'm not trying to.
I
don't want to get into that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But just walking her home, went home to the house. Everybody was kind of just. My dad was there, like, bro. Just kind of pissed. He was just like, yeah, this is what it is. This is what happened. I'm going to take care of the funeral stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just left me to my devices. That was it. I just remember calling my friends up and going to smoke. Like smoking a blunt, chilling out.
So that was your coping with everything?
At the time, yeah, because we had just like also, this is also like the beginning of like, going into a darker place because at this time, like before my brother passed, we had just found out that my mom had dementia, and she's like in her 50s, so she's not really expected. She's kind of young, so it's like, why is this going on? So we were already kind of trying to prepare. Like I don't know if that weighed down on him because he's the oldest, so now he has to like, you know, pick up some slack or like, but. I didn't know any of that was going on. Like I didn't know that was what the situation was because nobody would tell me.
With your mom?
Yeah, I didn't know that was the situation until like he basically, my dad laid it out for me later. But yeah, she's just like.
So you started getting into.
I like from him. I started probably getting into more stuff because like when he died. You got all types of nefarious characters coming around the house. Like I had the dude who was like Nation of Islam, but he was like white dude, kind of like definitely. You know who I'm talking about. You know the dude I'm talking about. Real shady character though. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and dude, I would never trust him by the way because he kind of a dickhead, but. Mm-hmm. Dude they'd offer like things to me and like be like, if you ever need nobody or anybody, call me. Somebody mess with you, call me.
What would they offer?
This and this, like just protection from stuff. Like if you have an issue with somebody, we'll come and like deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Or like other dudes would be like, I need this amount of money. Dude didn't pay me back. And I would have to like either pay out of my own or be like, fuck you, get out of here. Because there's certain things I'd be like, I know this is a debt that he holds. I know this is something I needed to handle. But other shit was like, certain people would come around. I'm like, you're a junkie too, so shut the fuck up. I know I'm not about. Yeah, you just want a piece of the pie. I'm not gonna give you shit.
You're just trying to see what you can get out of this. Yeah.
And at this time, I was a little more like angry, but like a little more not confident, but like getting there. Mm-hmm. So I was like in a place where I'm like, I will beat your ass. Get off my property, bro. Mm-hmm. Like I will whoop your ass right here in front of like the funeral, bro. Get out. Like so. just more like that, all that stuff, the pressures and whatever else led to like just getting into bad habits and like doing like I wasn't going down like doing H and shit, but I was definitely like smoking every night, drinking, and like all this is why I still have like I was probably doing that when we met too. Really? Honestly, like I was probably doing that for a while when I met you. Drinking, smoking, taking pills, like
just going down a bad
anything I could find that would like nullify pain, take it away, or just make me like, you know, just feel some type of way
away from like whatever the fuck you're feeling.
Just take me away, then I would, you know, I'd be grateful for it, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna pay to get whatever that is every time.
Damn, that fucking hurts. That hurts. So what did you do then? Like when was that turning point? Like, you know, like when did you?
It was around the time, like it was still like, and I will say like because he had stuff going through the house and he was doing stuff, I started doing stuff at a very young age, like 13. So I was already kind of like down a bad path with that stuff. Yeah. The only thing keeping me in was sports, really. Like in dreams of like college scholarships and whatever.
What sports did you play?
Baseball and basketball, and I also was in taekwondo for a while too, and I was actually pretty decent.
Oh shit, word! I didn't know that.
I love taekwondo.
That's tight.
I thought I was gonna be like next Bruce
Lee. Hey, we got Bruce Lee right here on the table. He right there on your side. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I didn't know all that.
It's hard to get all of it out. I know some people there's a lot of ums in there, and there's a lot of I got the heavy breaths, but I'm just saying it's hard to get that kind of stuff out.
For sure. I mean, this is what this is all about, man. It's all about just having this conversation. You know what I mean? Because I don't know where you are in your life now, but I know sometimes
a better place. That's what
absolutely.
Sure.
No, absolutely, man. I'm looking at you. I'm like, dude, this dude. I'm you know, I wish nothing but the best for you in everything you do. And I know I've been through moments where sometimes all I needed was someone to talk to. You know what I mean? And maybe that didn't always change like everything, but it helped. You know what I mean? And I think that should be something that everybody should have, someone that they could talk to. Whether it's not just on the podcast, but in the know in life. And so so tell me more about how you got out of it though.
Well, part of it I would say is I wouldn't even categorize that, but like, look, we're all about being real on here, and Albie's been really, you know, upfront about being 100, and it's very hard to get out of that. Like you feel like you just constantly do, and you don't get anything back. Even when like I would say the beginning steps to take is just find something to give you discipline. Anything to give you discipline. Exactly. Because trauma gives you chaos, and like chaos is not giving you anything back, bro. You need to have something that's stable and that's every day or every other day. You need to have something that's gonna like keep you motivated, keep you, you know, headstrong, keep you steady. Because when you just focus and run off that trauma and run off that chaos, you're not running anywhere. You're just running and losing energy. You're not running to a place, a better, greener pasture or whatever you want to say.
In circles almost, no?
Yeah, you run in circles, and it's.
So has bodybuilding been that? Has it been that discipline for you?
I would say when I started boxing, that was like my first couple of steps. Okay. Like at least like half a year in.
To get you to like the point of like, this is working a little bit.
Like I realized, well, like something was clicking about fitness. Like
there we go.
This is where I need to be doing stuff, because like I need to use my energy and put it into something better, because or else I'm just going to drink myself to death or smoke myself into a coma. Shit. And
be like that.
It does.
Be like that. Shit, trust me. I know.
And I just remember going in there. Abdul was at the front. I asked if there was if I could get a trainer or whatever, and he was more than accommodating. Helped me out.
Oh yeah,
hooked me up with Terry White, and Miss Terry became more like a mom to me, and than anybody else. She stepped up to the plate, even if I was. Some would be like, well, you're paying her, so she's got to be a certain way. No. She gave me discounts, bro. She helped me out. She gave me way more days than she should have trained me for. Now that I myself train, so I'm be like, you gave me so many hookups, bro.
Yeah, not only that,
like so many chances, so many just like so much like faith and love and
because you being a trainer, you being a trainer now, I'm sure you understand like. Yeah, they pay you, but it's like what you say and sometimes how you feel about you.
The training
real.
is
real.
The training doesn't matter as much as the mindset.
Yeah,
you're giving somebody a new.
Exactly.
You're trying to help them out. Like I always say, like you're trying to build their mindset. You're trying to, in my case, my thing is having a frozen solid mindset. That's the mantra. That's the motto. Frozen solid.
I seen that in your Instagram bio. Yeah. What did it say? It said something like trying to get people away from what is it? Do you know what it says?
Helping all folks from all walks of life. Yeah. Get better with fitness. Frozen solid mindset.
Yeah, frozen solid mindset.
Frozen
solid mindset. Yeah. That I seen that and I was like, that's tight. I like that because, dude, mindset is everything. Mindset is everything in anything you do. What do you when you started training in bodybuilding, how was the diet change? Did it help you with any like how did that change your like because like I said, dude, hey, this boy has gained some damn mass over time, and I'm just like, what are you eating? How many times are you eating?
Fat now. This ain't fat.
no cat. No, this dude gained some. Yeah, he doing it right. So what do you? How do you see diet, and what is your diet?
My current diet, or you want how I got there?
How you got there in your current? No, that's cool.
When I started, I was 140, maybe 6'2". String bean, real skinny.
When you met me, you were 140? I was 140. Damn. Yeah, he was really skinny.
I was eating 6 meals a day with a shake at the end of the day, a bulk 1340, and I had 4 eggs, 2 packets of oatmeal for breakfast. I had all the rest of the meals were 10 ounces of ground beef with a cup of jasmine rice and 5 stalks of asparagus. And that was my fucking meals, bro. And
so you ate the same thing every day?
Every single day except for Saturdays where I added another meal on top of that. And it probably, some people will be like, that's not healthy. That's not great. Yeah. That's how you get the newbie gains, bro. You got to put on and you got to eat good. Like, yes, ground beef has some fat in it. You need, fat is not bad for you, bro. Yeah. Fat is good, okay? Carbs are good. All these people talking about taking carbs out, taking this, bro, y'all stop it. Everything that's in your diet is a part of your diet. It's meant to be in your body. Aside from people who have special conditions and things that
allergies and shit.
Allergies and stuff. Yeah. That's different.
You're talking about
I ate that for a solid. I got up from 140 to 220 in that year, and yes, most of that was fat, but it was so I could cut back down for this show, and I cut back down to maybe 150. So it was a solid 10 pounds for that year. Or a solid, or it was, what was it, 145. So it was a solid 5 pounds of muscle for that year.
So you went up and then came back down?
Yes. So it's bulking and cutting. Basically, that's where, you know, you hear people talking about bulking
like bulking season and shit. Yeah. Interesting. How was that?
Painful. I feel like I want to make something clear as well. Like, all these people talking about it's hard to lose weight when you're fat. And this, I know I haven't experienced it, but I feel like it's a hell of a lot harder for a skinny person to get buff than it is for a fat motherfucker to lose the weight. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but some people just out here, bro, flaunting it. Like, bro, that's cardio and weightlifting, bro, and a healthy diet. and good discipline. That's all that is, bro.
Calorie
and occasionally deficit. Some PEDs if you but
that what's it called? Yeah, I feel that. I feel that the whole skinny thing, trying to gain muscle and stuff.
Like it just feels like it feels
dude, cuz eating as a skinny person, like cuz I was really skinny back in the day, and eating, like I like to eat, don't get me wrong, but it's also like eating the right thing sometimes. It's just like, damn, that shit don't fill you up. Yeah, it gets old. That shit don't fill me up.
Especially ground beef. If anybody's doing that right now, it gets, especially when you do the meal prep, if you have multiple days in the fridge, the later days, like day 2 or day 3, it gets fucking
tiring.
No, it gets greasy. Like the grease makes it nasty. Like it just makes the shit look nasty. It makes it smell nasty coming out of the container. So you're just like,
I know what you're talking about.
But eat like a dog, train like a dog. You got to get in there. You got to train. You got to, the more you do it, especially, I feel like a lot of bodybuilders feel that way too, is like, the more you train, it just feels more like food is a sustenance more than it is.
It's just fuel. It's just like your fuel. Yeah, it's just fuel.
But like, we don't just say, we're not just like, fuck that. Yeah. Like, fuck food altogether. Like, we still have cheat days and we still have days where we can have food, like, we can have fun, or like, I know older dudes who like they make special dates for their wives, or they have like you know, to stay connected, because food is also connection to people. It's also love.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
You already know. It's 10-piece hot with lemon sprinkles, baby.
Yeah, that sounds good. And right
some fries. That's it, or some shrimp fried rice. That's the ticket.
You get one cheat meal a week. Do you?
Right now it is one cheat meal on Saturdays, but it's not a. It wouldn't be like a wings and fries. It's more like a burgers, no cheese kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. What if you had to like think about your favorite like muscle group to like work out? What would you say that is? That you just are like, oh, this is the day
I'm pumped.
Yeah, that you're pumped to like work out.
There's two.
And which one do you hate the most? I guess
there's two. For loving is arms, and I feel like most guys love arms. Arms and shoulders. Shoulders for me, I just feel like it's
that burn.
It's just perfect, bro. Yeah. Like even the strengthening days when you're not really lifting too much heavy, you're just like trying to like strengthen your rotator cuff, or you know, do nice things for your body. Yeah. It just feels good. Like it just feels like you're putting on. Like shoulders is great, and the pump you get is magnificent. Okay, it's magnificent. And arms is great too. It's just always that. But least favorite, I would have to say.
Don't say it.
You already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. But I'm doing twice a week on this right now, and I still hate it. Legs, bro. And I have some decent legs on me. It's just, bro, the initial like getting the blood pumping in your legs, bro. I've never gotten used to it. It's been 5 years lifting. I'm still not used to it, bro.
Is it just me?
Sucks.
Is it just me, or when it comes to legs, do shorter people have it easier?
I would take it with calves.
You know what I'm trying. Calves, but I'm saying like with squats and
like I think they do.
You know what I'm talking about though, because when you're more compact, right?
Because with squats, you tend, like if you're a taller dude, I know me too. Like you tend to lean forward with the bar, and that like equates to a lot of like lower back pain issues. Okay. But you know, you can always fix that with like little plates under your heels.
Your heels, yeah.
Or you can have, you know, like there's boots and stuff that you can buy that help out with that too.
Cause I've always wondered that. Cause see, I'm
not
like
short people put on muscle faster.
Yeah, cause it's like they're more compact. I feel
they're more compact.
Yeah, see, I'm not like super short. I'm not like also not super tall. I'm kind of like in the middle. But I have long legs, and every time I be doing shit with Hulu, I be like, how the fuck? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I be having trouble with it because I be like, damn, does this hurt you as bad as it hurts me? Because I'm like, am I moving like further or something for you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, is it like a longer range of motion or some shit? I don't know. But I don't know. That's just a funny thing I be thinking of. I don't really care though. I be doing whatever the fuck I can with when it comes to that. But so what are some of your PRs? What do you bench? What do you squat? I'm curious. I don't know. Baby. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that, man. I want to know.
As far as like PRs, okay, I'm not a power lifter. Okay. Nor am I a dude who like really chases PRs. I feel like the first 2 years I was heavy chasing deadlift PRs. I was chasing bench press PRs and rows, bench over rows with dumbbells. I chasing those PRs, bro. That's not the goals anymore. Okay. I barely even try and hit PRs anymore.
You're more about reps.
It's more about, no, it's not even about reps. It's more about time under tension. It's more about ISO work. It's more about finding certain ways to get things done. Like, I'm not too much into the PRs anymore. Some of my favorite things to hit PRs on are leg press. I like deadlifts, but like I said, not really into that as much anymore. Okay. Bench, I've hit a solid 1 rep on a 315, and that's probably one of my biggest accomplishments, I would say, for now, because I just turned 21, and I feel like if you can bench 315, bro, without on anything and like being a tall dude, I feel like it's pretty good.
Yo, that actually takes you to the next question I have for you. You're all natural?
Yeah, all natural, bro.
That's what's up.
And I'm still juggling in my head if I should switch, make the switch, because I don't know if I really want to do that yet. So I'm still contemplating it.
Yeah, but. Yeah. I know that's like a touchy subject for a lot of people in that, and I don't mean it in like no disrespectful way at all.
Lay it on me. Lay it on me.
I think that's part of y'all's sport when it comes to bodybuilding and all that. So I don't, obviously when it comes to fighting, it's different. But when it comes to that, I've always seen it as like, at first I used to hate on it and this and that. But the more I educated myself on, how they do it, it's like a whole cycle thing for you guys, and it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. And it was something I was planning on asking you. Not as, like I said, not as no disrespect or anything. It was just a really like, I'm just curious what you had to think about it, what you thought about it, and but yeah, let me know more what you think about that for real.
Guys just on steroids, or
or guys on steroids, or like what do you think? Like, well, I guess you kind of told me a little bit about you're thinking about switching over to it and thinking about staying
in the following years, like the next couple of years. I think I'm thinking about it, but like the thing about steroids is you only got so many, no matter, even if you're a genetic freak or you got, whatever it may be, post-cycle therapies, whatever you got going that you think is the shit.
Yeah.
It's not gonna, you only got so many cycles in you. Okay. You only got so many, you only got so many reps of that in your body.
Okay, so
before your organs and stuff start getting taxed by it, and then you got to stop.
I never thought about it like that.
That's why a lot of bodybuilders die. That's why a lot of the big guys, even the physique competitors die too. Like it's and that's also what I do. If anybody was wondering, it's a men's physique, not classic bodybuilding or any of the smallest category. It's more like board shorts and beach body shit.
Okay.
But I mean, steroids, bro, you only got so many cycles in you, so you got to choose the right time and you got to maximize those gains through every cycle. So you got to I would say, if you're thinking about it or you're young and thinking about it, do your research first of all, and get your dieting and exercising on point first, please. Stop with I'm tired of seeing influencers, and there's so many trainers and dudes on this shit, and they'll be like, I have such a good body, this and that, blase. You don't have nothing, bro. You're gonna die young. This is not okay. You got to chill out. Like, if you're like, and I'm not saying that for everybody. Some trainers are good and they got their things straight.
Yeah.
But some bodybuilders and some trainers, bro, get your dieting and your food on point first. Yeah. Please. Because there's so many different methods and things you can do.
So do you see like steroids and all that kind of stuff as a you would so people only use that when it comes to competing, right? Like it's always like I'm gonna have a competition, so it's time to get on the cycle type shit.
As far as like as far as like how everybody does their cycles,
Or like some
I
people
think
do it like year round.
it's some people do it, yeah.
Okay.
But they have their post cycle therapy and their whatever they got to do. I'm only knowledgeable about 2 ways, and I'm sure there's more. I'm still learning, y'all.
Yeah. Well, just tell us what you know then.
Still learning. So as far as, and I'm not on anything, but I'm around a couple guys who do.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So I know a little bit, but I'm not, the guru. I'm not goddamn more plates, more dates in this bitch. I'm not that. Okay. I think steroids is good though. At the end of the day, it's good. I think it's good. Everybody uses. A lot of people use it. Almost all your favorite influencers probably are on that shit.
Man,
telling you right now,
bro.
Most of your favorite sports stars, LeBron is on PEDs, bro. I hate to say it. Hell yes, he is. He's okay. He is genetically blessed. Let's get it straight. But he is on some shit that's not. There's other stuff. They're always coming out with new stuff. They always got stuff that gets off the radar. There's always ways to get past these tests, even if you're the best.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? There's always ways.
I mean, yeah, you see it in all the sports.
And that's not to hate on them. I'm just saying that it's ridiculous to think that's not true, bro. There's a lot of folks out here who you see. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. That are on this shit. No, continue.
I believe you. No, I'm kind of just agreeing with you in the sense of I used to watch this one dude on Instagram on YouTube, and he was like a bodybuilder. And this is before I was probably like in freshman, sophomore year of high school. So I was even younger before I even met you. And I used to watch him on YouTube. And this dude was, built, very muscular, very, I don't know. He hasn't came out as a.
What was his name?
I know, you probably know who he is. Christian Guzman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I don't know if he has or hasn't, but I used to watch him. I used to be like, yo, this dude's fucking, because I think he was Hispanic. And I used to be like, dude, this dude's fucking shredded. This dude's fucking he looks lit. You know what I mean? Like how everybody, like most of us guys probably want to look. You know what I mean?
He's got the dream body. He's got that physique.
And at that time, I would see him and I'd be like, he not on steroids. What? This dude, like I see his vlogs, how he eats and this and that. And I would think what he ate and all this got him there. But let's be honest. He wasn't. He's on steroids for sure.
And that's not to say you can't get to an amazing body.
Yeah, that's not
with just diet, because I've done it and the shit is great.
Yeah.
You might have a little less mass than the dudes who are on stuff.
Yeah.
But you can still get shredded.
And it depends on well, I don't know too much about it. I can't speak too much about it, but it's also very don't let that discourage you at all. You know what I mean? Like but it was just funny because I would think that in my personal opinion, I'd be like, yo, I'm finna get shredded like that if I eat this and that. You know what I'm saying?
I used to do that too when I first started out.
Yeah, and I didn't know shit about working out. So it was just like I was like, okay, he eats like this, I'm gonna eat like that, and I'm gonna get like that. But it was just being young and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's crazy because that still happens to the young generation of today. Mm-hmm. They'll see, like you said, everybody on Instagram, the athletes, and don't get me wrong, it's good to push and to reach the next level, working hard and this and that. That's never to be discredited because, like you said, LeBron and shit, I'm sure he still works hard and all this and that.
No, he has an amazing work ethic, everything else. But let's not pretend that our favorite stars and our favorite athletes are not on stuff. Okay, it's ridiculous to not think so. I don't. This is
the Garden Podcast, and we keep it 100 here.
Yes, we do. We do,
brother. Man, this has been awesome. This has been really cool, man. This is the first time having someone out here, guys, and I'm so glad it was him. He brought a couple things with him to talk about, and let us take a look at these.
I won't take up too much time on
it.
Bro,
you're good. I mean, I'm not limited on time. I'm happy to hear what you got to say about whatever you got.
As far as going into, we talked about PRs, we talked about, steroids, we talked about our darkest moments, and we talked about
topics.
Yeah, some juicy topics, and getting out of those moments. And I just want to, speak to some of those things that really helped me get out of those, dark moments as well. I know I've already said a couple things like dedication, but and discipline is reading. Reading is one of those things though that has helped me. I brought some books that I personally feel are my great reads I've read over the years that really, really helped me out. Just not just spiritual, relationship with my relationship to fitness, my relationship with my that toxic self-talk, because I have a bad habit of that. And I feel like it can help, whoever's out there listening to this a lot. So if you're into it, we can start off with two of the best ones I really like. This is one that I still read. I read it kind of like somebody would read the Bible, honestly. Is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And I know you probably heard a lot about this if you're into books and whatever. I page down things, tabs. I read through it. I write things in this. It has some of the greatest knowledge that it spans generations. It's just a great read, and it has some amazing quotes and things that really help you out, and have definitely helped me out. I mean, certain things like just like keeping to your point of. Let me talk into the mic. Sorry.
I was about to tell you, but you're good.
Keeping into the point of like growth. And since this is the Garden podcast, it's all about growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're, just a regular dude, average Joe out here working a 9 to 5 who just wants to grow. It'll have some good things in here. I was going to read some things out of it, but I feel like.
Can I take a look at it?
I feel like you need to read it yourself. Find the things that you like, pen down right next to the certain like quotes that you like, and develop your own opinion about it. Don't just let me talk about it. The next thing is the Tao, or the Way. No, it's by Lao Tzu. Now, most of y'all spiritual people, y'all know about this. I grew up in a very Christian household. Very like my way or the highway is God or no God. Okay. And it wasn't working for me, okay? Say the least. Wasn't working for me. Not to hate on it. If you believe in it, more power to you. I'm saying if that's not the way for you, this is the way. I have some great quotes in here. They have, they talk about the way as being like, there's no light, there's no dark. We talk, for example, about like yin yang, right? Neither of them is bad. Like Western culture always talks about there's a good and evil.
Okay.
There's a God and there's a devil. There's a heaven, there's a hell. Mm-hmm. What if we take that mindset and we say, there's no bad without good, there's no good without bad. That's the essential. My biggest takeaway from this, if I could sum up the whole book, is there's no good without evil. There's no evil without good. And who's to say evil is even evil? Who's to say good is good? It all just is.
Very true.
It all just is. And once you get away from those subjugating and judgmental mindsets, then you can set things apart and really just let it be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's another one that I really, really like. And you can get this for like $12 on Amazon, wherever else. And same for these thrift books.
Bro, it gives you a lifetime of knowledge.
Knowledge doesn't cost you a dime, baby. Knowledge doesn't cost you a dime. Another one that a lot of people, I've heard Will Smith talk about this. I've heard a lot of other people talk about this. The Alchemist.
Ooh.
Now,
my boy.
If you see this, a beautiful cover right here. The Alchemist.
You gotta go in there.
There's so many things I can say about this book, bro. This actually helped me get out of that dark period too. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. It's just my man Santiago goes through it.
Yeah.
And then he comes out the other side only to realize that it was the journey that was the real treasure, not
this book right
the
here,
goal.
That book right there, that shit changed my life.
That's because it shows you. I'm right though. It shows you like, bro, all this journey. Like, because I'm one of those dudes who's like, the goal is everything. The goal is nothing without the goal. But really, the journey is where you meet people like yourself.
Even right now,
Like the journey is where you get to open up. The journey is where you get to make the big decisions in life.
Yeah. Bro, that book is really good. That's actually probably the first book outside of school that I started and finished completely. Like the first one, and it might be the only one, to be honest. I'm not much of a reader, but I read that one like through the whole thing, and that book is really good, man. Hell yeah, that shit changed my life. The whole personal legend thing, I love that shit. I love
personal legend, man. It's
I was thinking of making that somewhat of the name of this podcast too when I was thinking about the name, because that book is fucking sick. But you got some.
It's again, The Alchemist is beautiful. Please go pick it up. It's again, all these are real cheap finds.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I try and look for like the gems or classics, which is classic. Another thing that I really enjoy that I'm actually still going through this. I'm still reading this, but because it's just a lot of it's a lot to digest. This is one of my current read. It's called The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. And anybody who likes, the spiritual stuff, Alan Watts on YouTube, if you know, you know. Alan Watts, man, he talks about in this The Way of Zen. So The Way of Zen, he talks about Buddhism, how Zen Buddhism came about. Apologize for that. How Taoism came about. How like Western philosophy, Eastern philosophy differ. How, you can apply these, Zen proverbs and philosophies to your life. And he gives references for everything.
That's dope.
It's all around explaining a great thing. And they have some really nice new words. If you're one of those people who's like, let me look up this word when you're reading. It's great, bro. It's great.
Guys, I might have to turn into a reader.
It's called The Way of Zen. And in the beginning is a little bit of a slow page turner, but it's okay. It heats up. It gets spicy. Now, another one of my personal favorites, I would say it's a little in your face, but I feel like in your face is good because it shows you, if something's too extreme, you can check that out. If you want to. It's called Non-Negotiable by Wes Watson. If you don't know who Wes Watson is
that the same one that wrote one of these other ones?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that.
No.
Okay.
Wes Watson. He's got a YouTube as well. Wes Watson, GP, General Penitentiary. I think General Population. What is it? General Penitentiary or something like that.
That's what he does.
He went to 10 years incarcerated, basically creating the unbreakable mindset. This is when I was trying to get my frozen solid. Like I was trying to get my ideas for, what is my way? What is my way of doing things? Why I need to stop looking at people on YouTube, stop looking at like whoever else and whatever, this and that, and mimic a version. What is my version? Yeah. What is my way?
Hell yeah.
And this helped me to like find my way.
Yeah.
And take from it and say, well, I don't like that. That's a little too extreme, but this works and this could work for this person and that person.
Yeah.
It's a book about no excuses. It's a book about going into the darkest depths of man, telling you about his experiences 10 years incarcerated, about getting up in the morning and doing roll call and basically just going through it, bro. Mm-hmm. But coming out a monster and an amazing entrepreneur while we're at it. This man makes a lot of money off this fitness shit, okay?
Oh, okay.
And low-key idol. I'm not going to say he's, he's not, some of the things he says is a little much, but like, come on now. He's got good advice. So that's Non-Negotiable by Wes Watson. It's a great book. I encourage you to get it.
Those seem like some really good books, man. I have not read a book in a long ass time since The Alchemist, but every so often I'll try to pick up something and read it. You know what I mean? I'll try. I'm not the best at reading, but not like I can read. I just
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I can read.
Don't
don't get it twisted, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not. If you can, it's okay too, though. But I'm trying to do better. It's all good though.
It's all about whatever works for you, bro.
I'm not tripping about it. I've really, so when you said the whole thing about trying to like figure your own thing and not trying to mimic somebody and this and that, It's the same with this, man. Like this is the same with the podcast. This was just an idea about a couple weeks ago, and I was like, how do I want to do it? How do I want to be like a? Do I want it to be like obviously everybody talks about the Joe Rogan, everybody talks about like those big podcasts, and I'm like, yeah, those are cool. Don't get me wrong, and every podcast has a different vibe, right? And I want this one to just be the vibe that whatever I can bring. I'm not trying to be nobody. I'm not trying to, and that was
no
the one
expectations.
Thing. Yeah,
it's
like,
just do it.
Yeah, and I'm not on social media. Everybody has a little like a front for something, right? Not a front, but just a character here and there, but it's hard for me to do that.
It's hard for me too.
Yeah, like
I can't.
And don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's cool. It's good to be like exciting and this and that. But dude, I am just such a like just me. Like I don't like to change shit up for me. I just like if I'm gonna talk to you guys, I'm finna talk to you guys like I talk to anybody in person.
And that's a lot of people want that. I feel like it's
so when my buddies told me about this podcast idea, I was like, yo, like. That's a good ass idea because I can just talk however the fuck I want and however I already talk. Like obviously we'll have questions and this and that, but this is definitely dope. And man, I appreciate you coming out here.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm sure we could talk here all day. Cause when my brain starts going,
it just keeps going. I know. I'm the same way.
Guys, we're gonna have you back on sooner or later. You got anything's coming up that you want to shout out?
I would like to shout out my Instagram, snowman_DA_showman. Snowman the Showman.
Snowman the Showman. I'm gonna make sure I tag it in the description for you
Frozen
guys.
Solid Mindset, y'all. Frozen Solid Mindset.
Where are you training out of?
I train out of JAG Fitness, JAG Fitness. It's over in Norcross.
Okay.
So it's over off Jimmy Carter, actually.
Okay.
So
are you taking on clients out or no?
I'm taking on clients. If you need any weight loss or if you're trying to bulk up as a dude, that's fine. I also give special discounts to students. So if you show me your student ID, I will give you $20 to $40 off training. And let's get after it.
That's what's up, man. Like I said, thank you so much for coming on, brother. This is the official
Garden Podcast.
This is the Garden Podcast. Actually, this is actually the second episode. The first one was just an intro with myself. It was a solo one. But this is the official second podcast, guys. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and on TikTok. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're listening to us on Spotify, man, go make sure you guys rate this a 5-star podcast.
Please do.
Y'all.
It only gets better.
Our ads are at The Garden PC. PC stands for podcast. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's a blessing to be here with my boy. And I'm pretty hungry. It's time to go get some food.
It's time to eat, baby.
All right, man. Let's
All right.
go. It's a wrap.
Let's get it.